How's it going, everybody? This is Rob Novakast, back with another podcast for you guys. And, man, really excited to do some more of this. Talk about some topics as well, the good and bad, if anything, since we do this weekly. For this, or at least for the most part, what I was able to fit in the title, I wanted to kind of discuss a couple of fun topics, that being the new Resident Evil movie, as well as Vox Machina. Hopefully I pronounce it correctly. As well as discuss issues or things that are going on with Eugenia Cooney, and a discussion with MJ and the rest of the group with, or I guess some drama between Noodles and Keemstar. So that should be fun. Now, before we get started, I wanted to address something, because I always find it funny, kind of hilarious, really. Because I look at I have, as I'm streaming, I have my laptop open up to the podcast, and it's always humorous when before we're even live, before we can even mention anything or discuss anything, which I know why we got it. I think I know why we got this whole thing. But to put a dislike before you can even hear what we talk about is really hilarious. Forgive me, but it is humorous, especially when you don't give a person the ability to talk or just give their thoughts on a situation, and you just want to dislike it just because we mentioned a particular person's name without hearing what we feel about that certain situation. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about stuff that's going on with Eugenia Cooney and Keemstar. So if you guys like it, if you guys like what we have to talk about, then okay, you guys like what we have to talk about. If you, at the very least, give us the chance to say our piece before disliking. Okay? Because that just seems rude, if you ask me. But, anywho, before we get started, because I'm waiting for Aden and them, I wanted to quickly kind of, because we haven't talked about him in a while, and I thought it was kind of hilarious because I went and did a quick check on Onision, and something really funny popped up. So I want to quickly show you guys this. So this, just a quick thing so you guys can see it, is I typed in Onision Speaks, and last time I checked, he had about thousands of videos. Now he's down to 328, which kind of begs the question of if he's privated or deleted particular videos. Not going to speculate as to why, which I think I know why, but I'm not going to go into what I feel. But anywho, hey MJ.
Yo.
What's up?
Figured I'd come in before I edited my avatar. Haven't decided what I'm going to make it yet.
So I had a quick rant about the dislike thing.
Oh, really?
Well, here's my thought, and I think you can kind of agree with me on it. It's like, look, I know why we got the dislike. But at the very least, before people, well, I have a feeling considering what's in the title, but at the same time, it's like, look, before you guys dislike, all I said was like, look, before you guys dislike the video, at least hear what we have to say before disliking the freaking video.
Yeah.
Give us a chance before you pass judgment.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's something that we should have brought up on stream, but I mean, I get it. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. I feel the same way. So,
though, to an extent, I always find it funny when people do that. And I even said that too. I always find it funny. It's like, dude, you're not even going to give us a chance to speak about it.
It used to, like, when I first made videos on this channel, I remember getting a dislike, and I get why I got the dislike. I mean, at least people watched it. I mean, I can be happy with that.
Yeah.
But at the time, like when I would see that dislike, it would ruin my day. It'd be kind of like, why do I fucking care? Like, I mean, I don't know. It's frustrating, but yeah, I've kind of learned to not care as much about it anymore. Hey, Aden.
Yeah.
Hello.
We were talking about the dislike that we got before this podcast even started.
I just like I said, I just had a quick like. I actually, if anything, I wouldn't even call it a rant. Just like, it kind of like, hey, at the very least, give us a chance to.
We're not trying to harass anyone or anything like that.
And and for the person who probably left the dislike, you'll be surprised for what we talk about.
It might have been better if there was enough space to do if there's enough space to do so to actually have a little bit more detail in there aside from
yeah. Well, there's other.
I don't think we have that luxury of convenience though with the internet at times.
You're not.
And
I think the only reason I think we need to focus more on, hey, thanks for the engagement, rather than being like, oh, we got a dislike. Fuck you.
Here's the thing. I see a dislike and be like, yeah, that's funny.
And I mean, people can dislike it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You can tell I've grown a lot since we first started doing podcasts together. I've grown so much.
I mean, like I said, to an extent, because the title, I could probably guess why we got the dislike.
Oh yeah, but I don't care. I don't want to. No. I don't want to speculate just because it's like I don't want it to bother me. It doesn't really bother me, but I'll let my face take
any number of reasons why we got the dislike. It's just best not to,
Thank you for the dislike.
Thank you for the dislike.
What?
Fuck. That never ceases to make me laugh.
What?
Yeah, what?
The surprised Rob.
It's shocked Rob, actually.
Shocked Rob, sorry. Actually.
Wait, I think I might have one of my own. Hold on. Keep talking, I'll look into it.
Okay. Well, I want.
Damn it! I can't.
Some people don't feel, or some fans don't feel neglected, because I know a couple of people who have been commenting, going back and forth on certain videos. I wanted to read a community post from before we get started. Read a community post from Canine Version, now calling herself, who originally called herself the Defenders of Humans in the Natural World, now calling herself the Future is Pet Free. I'm not fucking kidding. That's actually her. There's actually a couple ones that I was trying to pick and choose from. Okay, let me pull this up. This is like. For some reason. Hold on. I try to find it. Fuck.
Were it not for the fact I don't want things to potentially mess up on my end, I'd be highly tempted to go do some viruses busting on Mega Man Battle Network, but yeah.
I hear Metroid Dread's good.
I am keeping myself spoiler free outside of what was
I don't know the spoilers.
Oh, same here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm planning on playing it too, if I have the money.
But the new Switch, how
is it?
I mean, it looks better, but it tends to wobble in the dock more than the original. But instead of like the dock having like a latch where you put the cables in, it pops off completely.
Okay, I found one. This one isn't even dock.
Oh, that's why it looked like it was missing in some of those images.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this isn't even dog related. This is okay. So I see that a recent report investigating pedophilia in the French Catholic Church found 216,000 cases since 1950. I'm sure that will be an understatement, probably.
An underestimate.
Underestimate. Or sorry, I thought I said understatement.
No. Well, I mean, doesn't really change the meaning.
Yeah. Every country that has investigated the church has found that it is a reservoir for. I'm fucking up on. I just did a video on Doki Doki today. Fuck. Of pedophilia. Priests abuse their children, but believers are still willing to believe that the church is a source of moral guidance, and they continue to hand their children over to priests. Like dog owners who know that dogs bite lumps out of children and kill them, but they still defend dogs and claim that maybe I didn't read the last part, that they are a source of goodness.
Yes, because
what the hell does one have to do with the other?
Exactly.
So, and here's my take, because I go back and forth between faith. If there's a priest that is a nunce, he gets excommunicated. He gets removed from the church. They don't allow that shit. So, to make a statement that believers allow this shit to happen is not correct. And this whole like trying to compare dog ownership to this, it's stupid.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, we have stated, and primarily Rob has stated more than any of us, numerous times, ad nauseum at this point, that the only times dogs do that is if they feel threatened or if their owner has not raised them properly. And
now I even said too that there are those random times, but rare, where dogs, will attack for no reason.
Yes.
But that is rare when that fucking happens.
It's even more rare for a child to die from a dog bite.
Yeah, it's very, very fucking rare.
Saying that dogs bite lumps out of children is a gross exaggeration.
Yeah. And it's sad that this person has actual fucking followers. And they unfortunately drink the flavor. And unfortunately, they drink the Flavorade.
MJ?
What?
Is that Flaccid Pancake for your avatar right now?
You gotta have faith.
I don't know who that is.
Oh! Fuck.
You get it now?
Get the artist's name, but now I know who it is. Now I know. Yeah, okay.
I should have put George Michael, but Fred Durst works.
Yeah. That's where I was getting
Rob, you said that you go in and out of faith. So I just thought a Limp Bizkit's cover of Faith.
Okay.
But you guys missed it. You missed the joke, so it's funny to me still, but
I didn't know he did a cover of it. That's pretty cool.
All right. So,
are you kidding? Like, that cover used to be played on the radio constantly. It's not bad.
I'll have to give it a listen sometime.
I'll have to check it out. All right, so now that I've gotten through some of the stuff that I know you guys wouldn't want to talk about,
that's why I'm muted.
I want to get through the fun stuff, and then we can go into the more heavy stuff. Because
you consider that fun? Oh, okay.
No, that wasn't fun. I'm talking about the entertaining stuff, the more stuff that when it comes, because the stuff that we would probably more gravitate to, which is movies and shit and video games.
It's funny concerning video games and whatnot. The whole Sora being the final Smash character.
Oh, people are losing
Magi's birthday.
people were losing their collective minds on that.
I've seen so many videos or thumbnails of videos of like, I cried when they announced Sora for Smash. I'm just kind of like, okay.
Only part of it that caused me to get choked up was the instrumental of Hikari in the freaking announcement trailer.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt the same way. I didn't cry, but I felt like I was going to because it's a beautiful moment.
I love that track just because of what all has happened. Whenever that track plays, you can't help but get choked up if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan when you hear that track.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's a beautiful track.
It's honestly, it's kind of a crying shame that particular track is not one of the tracks included with the DLC.
But to be fair, they should have just had Waluigi. That way they could just kill that fucking meme.
Anarchy.
As much as I love Sora as a character, they should just kill the fucking meme. All right, I got.
People are gonna try to destroy Sora with Sephiroth.
oh yeah, most definitely.
There are memes already of like Sora here's Sephiroth is in Smash. I better get in on this.
All right, I got a video to share. We talked about it briefly during my community stream yesterday. Which, by the way, for those who aren't checking out the community stream, I stream Saturday, same time as the podcast.
Dark, darkity, dark.
I know, shameless plug. All right. So briefly, I talked about a new show that's coming out on Amazon Prime. And it is called Vox Machina. And it is created, originally, it's a D&D campaign that was created by a group of voice actors that created the channel Critical Role.
Hello, Matt Mercer.
Matt Mercer is awesome. And this is going to play out parts of some of their campaigns. One in particular, I think a lot of people have mentioned is this one where I guess their fates are intertwined by this goddess of death. I haven't been able to watch too far into it, but I have been liking their stuff. So I wanted
Vox
to share.
Machina means sound machine.
Really?
Or voice machine.
Yep.
Because of Vox Populi means voice of the people. I know a little Latin.
So here's I guess the
Apparently
opening.
Google does too.
Here's the opening title sequence. And
I myself haven't watched any Critical Role yet.
Yeah, I've only seen like maybe a little bit of it when I first heard of it, but it's been a while.
But I do enjoy D&D campaigns.
I'm gonna play.
Please don't strike us.
Please
don't strike us, Amazon.
Yeah, it froze.
Okay. Try it again.
There it goes.
I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't. But it's like, dude, we're promoting your shit. Please don't.
I don't think they have control over bandwidth.
Yeah.
It's a little laggy, but I can see.
Oh wow.
This is gonna be cool.
The animation looks good, even with the frame stuttering that we're getting. Like, holy shit. This looks good. This looks really fucking good.
I'm like really pumped for this show. Which, by the way, this is the music we're hearing is a score rendition of the song "Your Turn to Roll."
Interesting.
That they created for the show itself. Now I got one more, and they shared a clip of the voice actors, I guess, saying their lines for.
They got the crew of Critical Role to reprise their roles.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they, right?
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know.
But
well, Critical Role. Full of voice actors.
They're all
Yeah.
voice actors, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I just that there have been cases in the past where people have not been cast to reprise their roles, even in stuff that it's their character.
Forgive me,
So
is Felicia Day in it? In Critical Role? Or she
I
was
think
something
she
else.
was at first. I'm not sure if she still is.
We'll see in a second. But yeah, this is
I
the
used to know
Vox.
somebody with her.
This is the Vox Machina NYCC live read with animation.
Comic-Con? Or New York Comic-Con?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Felicia Day was in Dr. Horrible's sing-along
Yes.
blog, right? Okay.
Yep. She was Penny.
All right.
I wanted to make sure it was the right one.
MJ vomit warning.
That's right.
Why would I care about vomit?
Well, I know you whenever I did anything involving like vomit clips.
Well, yeah,
I
it
totally
was
get
a
warning.
fucking clip.
Yeah.
Well, I just figured I'd let you know.
The fastest way to get
Oh,
drunk.
I appreciate it.
Who's drunk? Not me. I'm great. I think we should go to another.
You're welcome.
Didn't you only have one ale?
Thanks.
Oh, it's so chunky.
Oh, watch it, bitch. Hey, you watch it, dick nose.
Easy, Grog. We don't waste our time on talking assholes, remember? Oi, Tavern
Was that
King.
Ashley Johnson?
Another round for Vox
Think so?
Machina, the greatest band of mercenaries in all the realm.
Laura
The
Bailey?
greatest. I heard you couldn't even rescue a cow from a burning barn.
Travis
Vox
Willingham?
Machina. What a fucking joke.
Let's keep things civil, friend. We're not looking for trouble.
Honestly,
I'll bet you
the cast
won't.
that we have is
Everyone knows
for
you're a bunch of pathetic
Critical Role is really
losers
awesome.
who can't get a fucking job. Look at your scrawny ass. Too weak to tickle your own pickle.
You offering to help?
Fuck.
Yeah. No,
Did you
Fuck you.
Did you hear what he said?
I'm only asking you to give me a hand.
you know, Max, I'll take his willing. Oh, can I keep this?
Can I keep
Don't
this?
just stand there gawking, lumps. Kill him!
Okay, this is gonna be enjoyable.
I'm so looking forward to this show. I think it's coming out. When is it coming out?
February.
February. Yeah, I am
Mhm.
so looking forward to this shit.
Damn. I might
It's
have
gonna-
to ask.
It is going to be really freaking awesome when
I
that
might
comes
have to
out.
ask for some login info just so I can watch that.
I gotcha.
Well, at this point, I got my own Amazon, and I'm like, well, besides the free shipping or fast shipping that I get from Prime, at the very least, I can justify using the video service.
Hey, you realize that with Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription for Twitch, or you can
Really?
subscribe to somebody for free every month.
Really?
I've given Aden one of my Twitch Prime subscriptions.
Oh, cool.
Those are the only subs I've gotten were from friends that had Prime, so that's pretty cool.
So Aiden, I got your back. When you want to watch it, just let me know.
Will
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that show. Like from what I like, especially with the the group of people that take part in it, and just the personalities they've given their characters and the adventures they've gone through. And I've even seen clips from like way into their campaigns, and it gets really emotional
So
in certain segments of their campaigns.
kind of makes me question whether or not this is going to follow a strict follow the events of one campaign, or
I
is it
think
just
that's-
gonna
I
be
think it's
interspersed?
I think it's just going to be like it's focusing on one storyline at the second for the
Yeah.
campaign.
Okay.
And then it will probably go further than that. Heck, I mean, if this works out, I want them to do story work on their, or if anything, do a season for their second campaign too, because I like some of the shit from the second campaign as well. More so, I want them to animate what happens to I think it was Get the Cobalt.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think that was his actual name, but there was this little kobold in one of their campaign episodes where they meet him in a cave, and they befriend him, and they were like literally like this close to having him tag along in their company. But in the cave, they come across two giants, and the kobold, I mean the player, playing as the kobold, stupidly took a freaking pot full of bees and threw it at the giant, and proceeded to get crushed. Everybody, and with everybody being horrified as to the events that just occurred.
Oh,
Well, it's sad because the little kobold's like, "You're dead! I win!" Squash.
poor polka dot man.
Hey Rob, did you see my comment on your high score girl video?
I did.
How?
I don't know.
What?
Why?
What?
Well, because I've been giving Rob a lot of shit because he keeps mispronouncing Haruo and Akira. And in his most recent episode review, he said her name correctly for the majority of the video, and then it was like the last couple minutes he kept calling her different names.
Oh my god.
He was like, yeah, so Akira and Haruo, blah blah blah, then Ikari. I'm like, who the fuck is Ikari? And then Ikara. I'm like, oh. I had to like replay it because I was like, okay, how did he pronounce that again? But it's just easier to say. Why don't you just say oh no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned my lesson after that. I think toward after in future videos. Okay.
I thought it was funny. And I'm giving you shit.
I know. And I thank you for giving me shit, because then I can try to better myself.
I should have done it privately, but I figured as I was watching the video, I was like, wait a minute.
That's rather humorous.
Yeah.
Speaking
So
of
close.
people, speaking of people giving other people shit.
No. Nice transition.
Time to another thing that we may get in trouble for. Resident Evil.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I'm lowering the volume. I'm lowering the volume.
What was the main character's mom's name again?
For what?
For a high school girl?
Yeah, high school girl.
I can't remember.
Crap. I don't remember.
She's a weird fucking character, but she has her moments of like, where she's actually fucking serious. And
it's like she wants her son to get laid, and he's like, "What?"
That's what I felt. That's what I like.
Because they were in elementary school at first or middle school.
Yeah, and then it's like middle school now, where I'm at.
Yeah.
Oh no, now they're in high school. I'm sorry.
They're in high school now.
Yeah, because which I'm kind of mad with how they went with the Haruo is now going to try to study to get into the same school as Ono. But I'm just thinking I might be optimistic, but I'm kind of thinking he's going to get into the school. Next episode, I shouldn't have been optimistic.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
I like that show a lot, but I mean, at least you said Koharu. I'll keep my reservations because have you seen the whole show by now?
Not yet. I'm like,
okay, then I'll keep my mouth shut.
I just started watching. I mean, if you saw my videos, I'm also watching the Star Wars Visions, which I fucking love the animation for some of those.
Still need to check a lot of stuff out.
And then Marvel's What If.
Yeah, I know that because I've been editing your titles.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't know this is actually going to be live action. I thought for some reason
I thought they were doing a TV show.
Wait, maybe I'm mixing up Resident Evil.
It's a TV series. It's supposed to be a TV series, from what I understood.
So, okay, hold on. So, if I remember correctly,
it was supposed to originally be a reboot of the movies.
So here's my thing, because I've heard that apparently, well, at least what was said was Netflix was going to do a series of Resident Evil. this came like for me when I heard that this was going to be a movie. This was like way out of the blue for me, like originally, because
So is it
was
still directed by the same? It's still directed by
fuck. I hope not.
Well, because he's made it very clear that he like does not want to, because of the whole thing with Mortal Kombat Annihilation, because he directed the first Mortal Kombat. He said that because of the second Mortal Kombat, he was like, yeah, I'm never gonna leave a franchise to another director again like that. So I'm assuming that he's
True.
hold on.
So this is interesting.
What?
The English voice actress for
Oh, it's not him. It's a different director.
Namie, the main character's mom in High Score Girl. She voiced Kukaku Shiba, the fireworks chick. Miyako Shiba, I don't remember who that is. Jinta, the kid version of Jinta, and Kayone from Bleach.
One of my students asked me if I watch Bleach. Oh, by the way, because one of my other students asked, what's a good anime to watch for somebody who's never watched anime?
She also voiced Amy Rose in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise from 2010 to 2020. That's pretty cool.
That's actually a good question.
That is a good question. Depends on like what kind of show they're looking for.
Well, because she's like, does Avatar: The Last Airbender count?
In a manner of speaking, yes. Yes.
Yeah, I said yeah, kind of. I mean, well, it's animation. I
mean, it's like what
Aden brought that up last night too.
I mean, at this point, it's like, what are you going to get out of it? I mean, if to an extent where it's like what genre do you like? What do you?
What kind of show are you looking for?
I suggested to them Demon Slayer, just because of the popularity of it all.
Plus, it is a pretty decent one. Same to start with. Same for My Hero.
Mm-hmm.
What about actually one I can think of right on the top of my head? Wolf and Spice.
I have yet to watch
or Spice and Wolf.
Spice and Wolf. It's kind of a slice of life type show, from what I understand. It's a rom-com.
So so basically, well, it mostly follows this traveling merchant, and it's kind of like in the medieval era. And
Spice and Life, you said?
Slice of.
No, it's the show called
Spice and Wolf.
And Wolf, there we go.
Yes, Spice.
It mostly follows.
I said Spice, I didn't say Wolf.
Yeah, mostly follows this merchant who goes from town to town selling his wares. When he visits this one town where that a lot of people know him, he comes across a wolf that takes on a human disguise and requests to join him on his travels so she can go back home. That's basically the main premise of like their companionship for the most part.
Wow, it kind of almost reminds me of Fables a little bit. Before they came to the Mundy world.
Yeah.
Created Phayn, where Bigby was helping Rose Red and Snow White try to get back to where they belong.
Fuck. She voiced Devilman, Psycho Jenny in Devilman Crybaby.
Wait, so what was the mom's name?
Namie.
What?
Namie. Namie.
From High Score Girl?
Yep.
I don't think they've ever mentioned her name. Did they?
I don't know, but
I don't think they did, because I've seen that show so many times and I would have remembered it.
I'd recognize that character, like how she looks anywhere. And when I typed in High School Girl, one of the tabs was for characters, so I clicked on that to find out the name.
But
probably revealed in the manga.
Also, if anything, if somebody wants something balls to the wall, watch anything from Trigger. Was it Trigger, or I'm thinking of another company?
Trigger.
I wanted to suggest something to them that was a little more like accessible, like where they wouldn't have to go and like search for it to find like a
Mhm.
sub or dub version. But yeah, like I said, I suggested Demon Slayer just because of how accessible it is.
What
Yeah.
he means by stuff made by Trigger, it's like Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, stuff like that.
BNA.
Yeah,
which,
those mean nothing to me. I have no idea. I've heard the
BN
names, but I've never watched either of those shows.
which, by the way, BNA, which was another show that they made recent years.
Oh, they made BNA?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh. Well, then
I
I'll check
fucking
it out.
love that.
I'm gonna have to take
I
a
want a
look at it,
season
too.
2.
It's
of
on my
that.
list. It's on my list on Netflix because I remember you doing reviews on it, and I have not watched your reviews on that show. Yeah, I watch your reviews on the stuff that I've seen.
All I'm gonna say
But-
is I was satisfied with BNA, and I know usually, but at least from what I've seen so far with a lot of their shows, they never have a season 2. They need
That's
a
more
season 2 for that.
Madhouse than Trigger, though.
Because honestly, I would love to see a season 2 of BNA. I feel like they can continue. There's so much potential with that show.
Trying to find the Alex in Borderland OVA.
Heck, if anything, do something Gurren Lagann.
Yeah,
Yep.
but isn't Gurren Lagann like
It's done.
massive? Oh, it's done, but how many episodes? Like, because that's an
27.
older.
It's
Oh, really?
technically only 2 seasons.
Oh, I thought there was longer than that.
In our style, though, it would be about 4 or 5 seasons, because we tend to make each arc its own season for some reason.
Yeah.
Sentai Filmworks announced on Thursday has a licensed 3-episode OVA of Alice in Borderland. I'm trying to find.
Oh fuck! She was the voice of Lady Butterfly in Sekiro.
Sekiro looks such a pretty game, but I don't think I do well.
So
Anything like that.
Oh, she also voiced 03 from Virtue's Last Reward.
huh.
Wait, so what?
She voiced 03.
The rabbit?
I guess I don't know the characters from Virtue's Last Reward.
The rabbit. I'm not saying any more than that because it was spoil.
All right, I'm gonna play this.
Yeah.
Sorry, because we're going into.
Fuck off, Rob. I'm talking.
I'm sorry. That way we can get this out of the way because we do have our other topics. But all I'm gonna say is I've seen this trailer. I figure I show you guys.
No, let's keep sidetracking and keep the video on the still frame image of Claire Redfield.
No, we're gonna play it.
No.
all I'm gonna say is I'm not amused by this, or at least there's some things that I'm iffy about.
Come on.
Every story has a beginning.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Why the
Discover the
voiceover?
origin of evil.
Why are you back here, Claire? Your conspiracies weren't true when we were kids. They're not true now.
We need
Hey.
Robbie ML as Chris Redfield.
Oh, never mind.
I'm afraid, Claire. I'm afraid of what they're gonna do to this town. You see, Umbrella, they had an incident.
There's William Birkin.
Was that Lisa? No.
Yeah, that was.
That is Lisa?
Yep.
And they got
The truck driver from the beginning of 2.
So a lot of
Where's
people are
his
saying
cheeseburger?
that this is going to be a combination between Resident Evil
quick.
1 and 2.
So far we've seen Donald Logue. He's going to be Chief Brian Irons.
Hit pause,
Yeah.
Rob.
Shall we go?
You were saying?
We've got. Were y'all able to hear me?
Mm-hmm.
We've got Robbie ML, or however his last name is pronounced. Sorry if I got it wrong. As Chris Redfield.
For some reason I thought it was
remember
Miles
her
Fisher
name.
for a
It was
second.
Hannah something or other. The chick who played Finale, the secretary of the big bad in Ready Player One. She's playing as Jill. We got the guy who played Moon Boy or whatever his name his hero name was from Umbrella Academy.
Moon Boy? Oh, Luther.
Luther. His actor is playing as Wesker. And
Hopper.
Tom Hopper.
Is his name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then there was I keep drawing a blank on his name. Daggone it. Hold on a second.
Trust me, that happens a lot to me.
Yeah.
During my lectures, and I get so embarrassed every time it happens. Which it's happening less. But
Let's see. The actress for Jill Valentine, her name was Hannah John Kamen or Common. Neil McDonough, that's the name I was trying to remember. He's playing as William Birkin.
Who?
Neil McDonough?
Oh, for some reason I thought you said Norm McDonald. I'm like,
No,
oh, really?
may he rest in peace.
Wait, he's dead?
Yeah.
When?
Norm McDonald died about a month or two back, I want to say.
Oh, he died in September. Oh no.
Yeah.
Speaking of deaths, apparently the creator of the channel, Bo Blacks, apparently passed away.
Wait, what?
The creator of the channel, Bo Blacks. And I said it
Josh?
right this time. Yeah, apparently. I could be wrong on that. But
are you basing it off of Tommy Z's thumbnail?
Oh, was that fake?
Obviously.
Fuck. Sorry. I just saw that. I was like, oh fuck no. Like this could
Because
be
you would
fake.
think that people would talk about it.
Yeah. But by the way, I had to turn the volume down really low because there is music that plays.
Yeah, we don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Well, the stream won't be monetized anyway, even if I turn monetization on. So
yeah.
Which, by the way, the music does not match.
Yeah, it's an interesting rendition of "What's Up."
Yeah, but I feel like it's a song that doesn't match with it.
Yeah, only thing about it that matches is like the popularity of it being from around the time that this story takes place.
I'll give them credit. It's better than playing Gangsta's Paradise for Sonic the Hedgehog.
I like that song.
Oh no, it's an interesting song, but
I think it should have stayed just for the Dangerous Minds soundtrack.
Anyways. But yeah, it's both. I guess it's going to be a combination between the first and second game.
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. Primarily, more so the second one. It looks like the first one is going to be like
kind of like flashbacks, if anything.
Yeah.
Which I'd be curious, but if they're still doing the Netflix freaking show too, I might want to watch that more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the Netflix series, that's CG. That's completely animated, and it's actually
it's supposed to be live action.
It's actually oh, okay.
It's supposed to be live action.
Okay.
I've just been singing in the background.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That looks like shit.
That looked like shit.
Yeah. Hell, I can't even tell if that's the third or final form for G.
I gotta say this. That liquor, going back, I want to go back. That thing looks like shit.
Hi, G.
That's not a liquor.
I know. The liquor looks much
stuff.
better than the fucking thing that they have for G. Why does this look good, but they can't do the other thing any justice?
It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Sweet Home.
That thing looks like
not that, not him. but the liquor kind of reminds me more of like Sweet Home. Have you seen Sweet Home at all, Rob?
No.
Isn't it Korean? Aden?
You guys were telling me
yes,
to check
it is.
that, which
It's good.
That's definitely the
Yeah.
next Netflix show that I'm gonna watch.
They did a decent job paying homage.
But
Watch Alice in Borderland beforehand, so we can finally talk about it.
I will. Don't worry.
Magic
just
got me
gotta-
into Sweet Home though, so and I actually don't mind it.
The manhwa was really, really fucking good.
But
Mm-hmm.
actually,
really
somebody made a funny comment that this looks like something that you would see on a sci-fi. Like
Yeah.
a really crappy low
Like a
budget.
Sharknado.
I think they were trying to pay homage to this thing. Hold on a second. Share screen.
Ow.
To
Okay.
this form from the remake of 2. Could be wrong.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, that thing, the CGI looks meh to me.
Yeah. Can we?
I wonder what their budget was.
Right. Can we rewind it a little bit to where we see Lisa Trevor doing this thing? Because it's still a little off-putting. Like it's hard to see if that was her. It's really hard to tell that was her. It's more towards the beginning.
Your conspiracies weren't true when we were kids. They're not
Where
true now.
she puts her hand to her mouth.
We need to
Doing the whisper.
Where she did the
Yeah.
motion.
watch this.
I'm afraid, Claire. I'm afraid of what they're gonna do to this town.
Where the hell was it?
I think it's right here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right there.
Getting sick.
That is not. What the hell are they planning on doing with that character? Because in the game, she's from the remake of Resident Evil 1.
The
didn't
GameCube
have-
one, right?
Huh?
Is it the GameCube one? The remake? Or
GameCube, PS3, PS4. The remake for the first game. It doesn't matter which platform, but yeah. She shows no form of intelligence. Her mind is gone. So it's interesting.
it might be like almost like a flashback. I don't know.
Maybe.
Is that's her mom's face, isn't it?
It's supposed to be.
That doesn't look. It looks like.
It looks like a mask. It just looks like
Yeah.
a straight up.
That's
just
what I'm
looks
thinking.
straight up a mask.
It looks more like a mask than.
But
I don't remember it being
part
on
of-
the side of her face like
part of
that.
some of the masks she had were attached to the side of her face. She had like at least 3 masks on at once. She part of her lore was that she would go around and take the faces off of
Yeah.
people.
Huh.
But who was the guy that was balding? I stupidly muted
That was
myself when I was
balding?
asking. Yeah, was that Spencer or was that Birkin?
Where?
Towards the end.
You mean towards the beginning?
No, towards the end. If you scrub through it, I can probably point it out when keep going. Yeah, that dude. Or wait. Yeah, who's that?
Nah, it's a zombie.
Oh, I thought it was somebody significant.
Might be in the.
Does it kind of look like Oswald Spencer?
Kind of does.
I'll try and find it. The
Oh,
dog
that
does
does not look good.
Starburst looks weird.
It looks really freaking weird. I'm getting. You know what? I hate to compare it to this film. I'm getting like bad vibes, just like I did for Hellboy.
This
Oh,
is
the
reminding me
remake?
of the
Yeah.
original Twisted Metal and the ending scenes.
I'm like right now. I'm just thinking, please don't suck. Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Please don't suck.
where they
Which-
basically put dark oatmeal on Calypso's face.
Which, by the way,
Cerberus now confirmed to be Calypso's pet dog.
Oh God! I shall grant you one wish, my friend.
oh my
You will
God.
be in a shitty Resident Evil movie. Shitty to be determined.
Also, you'll be co-star with Mila Jokovic. Forever being in shitty Resident Evil movies.
That her husband directed.
Ugh.
I
Their
still
daughter
don't know
was
if
the
I
Red
ever wanna-
Queen.
Yep. I still don't know if I ever want to watch Monster Hunter. I really don't know if I want to watch that. It looks like
From what
shit.
I've heard, it's
I
hit or miss.
I have the entire
And I'm-
time. Like,
And I'm not a Monster Hunter fan. So,
Yeah.
there were a couple times where I mistaken it for another Resident Evil movie.
understandable.
Yeah. Well, it's directed by the same person or her husband.
Mm-hmm.
She was actually she was trying to get the licensing for doing or remaking or making Resident Evil into a film, but he beat her to it. And so she begged to be in it. And that's how they met. And they got married and put her in voiceover in the beginning of every film and all.
It's still interesting that Capcom actually liked the idea of the Red Queen enough that they added the Red Queen to the canon of the games.
When did they do that?
She made an appearance in the Umbrella Chronicles, which was a rail shooter.
Oh, that explains why I didn't know about that, because I haven't played that game.
Is that the one with Billy?
That would be Zero, and Umbrella Chronicles does go over the plot. Zero goes over the plots. Not Zero. Umbrella Chronicles goes over the plots of 0, 1, and 3.
So Rebecca
well as
Chambers
its
was
own
also in
episode.
Zero?
Yes.
Okay. It's funny that I know quite a bit about Resident Evil, but I've never played the games.
And
Except
the
for 2
ending-
remake.
The ending of Zero basically has no bearing on the story, in my opinion, because her and Billy split ways, and she goes into the Arklay Mountains mansion that Chris finds her in his scenario for Resident Evil 1.
Oh. Dang.
I
And
want to get rid of Fred Durst off
by
the
the
screen.
by the end of Zero, Rebecca is able to basically handle this stuff. And yeah, she's exhausted. I get that, but it makes it seem like she just cannot take care of herself whatsoever freaking ever. Like handle the situation in Chris's scenario.
Dang.
So it's just like, Zero's cool though. I do enjoy the game for what it is. I still need to beat it.
Trying to find a good picture to replace Fred Durst with.
Oh, so before we get into the next topic, I started playing. I got some more into Psychonauts.
Yeah, I've been watching your video on it. The figments in the first game are so much harder to find. In the first game, it seems.
It might be because like for recording purposes, so I don't have to mess with it in like for editing. I leave all of the video settings the same. So so like for instance, when you start seeing the Dante Inferno videos, I left everything as is. And then I'm able to kind of create different like setting, I guess, preset settings for my different for video settings for my TV. So
well, it's not because of you. It's like that's a big criticism of the first game in general was the figments because they're a lot harder. You would definitely like the sequel. The sequel reminds me more of like Ratchet and Clank,
I mean, it
kind of
looks
games.
cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I went with a sequel for. I've been trying to 100% it. The
Well, I'm
figments
like-
are still kind of hard to see at times, but they're a lot easier than the first game.
Well, I'm liking the first game so far.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. It really
Yeah.
is.
yeah, it
um,
does get dark, though.
Also-
I will warn you.
By the way, the next Alien Isolation, or one of the next Alien Isolation videos, watch it. I think it was like part 6. How I end it is really funny.
I watched one of them. I almost commented nope.
I'll almost say like literally my reaction was, well, I guess this is a good way to end the video. I think that probably says it best of what happened.
I would say, well, you haven't played any other Double Fine games, have you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because the
No, no,
characters
Double
in
Fine.
Psychonauts,
Oh wait,
Yeah.
I did play Brutal Legend.
Tim Schafer. Yep. I've
Keep
played
forgetting that's a
most of the Double
Double
Fine
Fine
games.
Which
Huh?
I keep forgetting that was
Yeah.
a Double Fine.
which that is on the Game Pass for Xbox, and I'm definitely gonna get that. I want that.
Yeah,
I
both
want
Psychonauts games are on Game Pass.
Have fun playing it without music, Rob.
Oh right, fuck.
Yep.
If you're gonna be playing it for the channel, I mean.
Yeah, true.
Jack Black seems to like him. Him and Tim Schafer must be good friends because Jack Black's in a lot of his games.
You know,
He's
if
in
anything,
Brutal Legend. He's in Psychonauts 2. He's in Broken Age.
you know, if anything, I'll just get some free copyright music from fucking that rock and roll music from freaking YouTube. Joke's on you, assholes! I can freaking still play it. As I,
But the music is like kind of part of the whole thing, unfortunately.
But anyway,
But I never beat Brutal Legend. Like when it started turning more into like a real-time strategy game, it just kind of was like, eh. But it was the very first 360
yeah,
game.
it was
I
a mix
played.
between real time strategy,
And
like,
open world.
open
kind of.
world. Then there was the vehicle combat as well,
And then the Guitar Hero-esque.
and then
special moves.
single hack and slash.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I had fun when I was playing it, but I just like I never beat it.
there was like a lot of things that they kind of like threw at the dartboard for that game.
Yeah. I think I left off where they were really trying to put on like the big show and there was like a bunch of enemies over in the field ground or like at the venue. Gosh, it's been so long since I've played it, but still remember it pretty well, even though it was been since 2008 since it came out. But yeah, and I would recommend Broken Age to you, but I think you might get frustrated with it, as a lot of people have, because it's a point and click game.
It's a point and click game, and Tim Schafer, his point and clicks, even from when he was part of LucasArts, they are, the puzzles in them are notoriously difficult.
Yep. Yeah. Same with Broken Age. There's one puzzle in fucking particular that I'm thinking of that took me forever. It's a good game. And I'm happy to see Elijah Wood back in or he's in Psychonauts 2.
Oh, is he?
Mm-hmm.
Is he reprising his role?
No.
Well, wait.
What?
Elijah
Oh, I
Wood was
thought he-
in.
Who's he
Psychonauts?
voicing him to?
Huh?
Who's he voicing?
Well, I can't really say without giving spoilers.
Mm.
Well, I can say part of it. Nick John Smith is who he originally, or who you first hear him as, but it's kind of confusing. And if I say more, I will spoil. So, and I don't want to spoil
Okey-dokey.
Rob.
Okay. By the way, one other random thing. Apparently, Amazon's making a game
Yeah.
called New World.
Oh, that's been in the process. It's in beta right now, if not already out.
Okay, I'll have
So
to
New
check
World's
that out.
already old.
It recently came out within the last few weeks, I want to say.
That's funny.
Amazon's slowly trying to like push out the whole gaming thing. I mean, I have no comments on it. Really.
Speaking of Rick's, in DMs and whatnot, Ronnie posted a meme. I can't help but have to say it. If you ask Rick Astley for a DVD of the movie Up, he will not give it to you because he is never going to give you up. However, by not giving you up,
No.
even though you asked for it, he's letting you down. The Astley paradox. You're welcome.
That's funny.
Thank you, Ronnie.
All right, now I hate to be a downer, but let's.
End the stream.
I was gonna say let's get into the more serious topics that we had on the docket.
Hold on, I gotta post something in our server.
Those.
Oh, uh-oh. There you go.
And I need to probably after the stream find the time to go back and make timestamps for everything.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that.
But all right, so
Which one are we starting off with?
the next one that's in the title, Eugenia Cooney.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
I think we should start off by saying that, you know, we at Novakast do not condone any form of harassment or bullying or cyber stalking or anything like that. And at this point, when it comes down to discussing this is just pointing out our concerns with what's going on.
I will say that I've never seen any of like Belle Aubrey or Pastel Belle's videos, so I'm not going to comment on her. But
I will. I mean, to kind of prepare myself for this, I saw a couple of other commentators discussing this. For instance, Tipster, as well as the Willie, I think it was like Willie Mac show. Yes. His commentary on it as Tommy C.
yeah,
And to an extent,
I can only really comment on Repzilla.
by the way, and
like
I think, especially for one of these individuals, I hate to make this reference or this comparison, but I think it needs to be said because certain individuals like Repzilla have commented on the bullying and harassment that people like Onision has done towards Eugenia Cooney. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. Looking at what is being presented, they're doing almost the same shit that Onision would do.
I mean, I am not for deplatforming Eugenia Cooney.
I'm not either.
I mean, I see why people want her off, but I think that would do more harm than good because basically that's okay. So that's where she makes her money. She's a content creator. So, and people are saying like, oh, well, she should be able to take care of herself. So that if we deplatform her, it'll focus her on pushing her towards recovery. I think that will push her towards depression.
I think
Yeah.
well, before we get into that, we should probably kind of give a brief statement of what's going on. So
for it.
for those who don't know yet, there is a creator called named Eugenia Cooney, who for most of her videos is mostly just cosplay, sometimes playing video games,
Makeup tutorials.
exactly. And unfortunately, this individual suffers from an eating disorder or anorexia. She has been, to an extent, a target of harassment as well as bullying, more so towards, as I mentioned previously, people like Onision, who was heavily harassing this girl. And it got to the point where he was kind of doing a call to action, telling people to contact every hospital in her area to get her help. Which, by the way, this is coming from somebody who's been in, to an extent, the medical field for 4 years. You can't force people into treatment.
No.
Yeah.
Legally, you cannot force people into treatment. Any doctor with a right mind would tell you that. So these people
But
that
one
think,
can be 5150 if
yeah, but that's only
the
for
belief.
that's only for a short period of time, and not only that, but that's if they actually want to be admitted for being a 5150.
No, 5150 is involuntary.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I have to look.
That's how Eugenia went into treatment, because she was 5150'd.
I have to double check because last time I checked, because we've had case, at least kind of referencing my job for a sec. We've had cases where people that needed to go to the or that should have been in the hospital, they refused treatment and they couldn't admit them.
If
But
it is of the belief that one is of a danger to themselves or others, they can be
5150.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I know she still holds a lot of resentment towards Jacqueline Glenn and Jacqueline's friends for putting her in that situation. But
apparently there was, there was some mention that apparently for Eugenia Cooney, there was, before Jacqueline Glenn did that, there was some talks of her going into treatment, but because of what happened, that kind of set things back, apparently.
Damn.
So to an extent, I'm gonna not to completely defend Jacqueline. I can understand why she did.
Defend her. I 100% behind her on that. But go ahead.
Yeah, she was being a friend.
She was. Like I said, she was being a friend. She was being concerned. But if that was the case where it did kind of set things back a little bit, then it just feels like, to that extent, that everything was done for naught.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Who was the one that said that, things were going to happen?
I guess in the, it was mentioned in that one interview between her and the therapist.
Katie Morton?
Yes.
Who was the one that spoke with Jacqueline and suggested the whole 5150?
I cannot remember. Fuck.
Oh, damn.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
Okay.
The one that Eugenia had, Katie Morton, was the one that was talking with Jacqueline Glenn, suggesting how to get her treatment.
Oh, that's right. Fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. It's been a while since we talked about this.
May I add something? Well, because the whole issue right now is the exploitation of Eugenia.
Yeah.
For example, Repzilla. Repzilla made a video.
That guy's a fucking creep.
Eugenia Cooney, and the pro Anna community. And at the very beginning of his video, he says, "I have no proof that she's part of this community, but we need to talk about it." But why do you have her name in the title and her picture in the thumbnail then?
It doesn't help too that again he kind of pulls shit out of his ass to try to continue to talk. Which, by the way, it's funny when he wants to claim that Eugenia Cooney is quote unquote promoting the anorexic community, but for the entire fucking video talks about the anorexic community.
Like, she doesn't need to be thrown in there.
No. And
the thing is that whenever somebody criticizes him, he's like, oh, well, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you doing this to me? And then throwing like his brain injury in there. Like, he argues with emotion rather than fact. And I think that's a big flaw.
Well, a lot of the T communities do that.
And I'm sorry, and then, he will throw in like, oh, I tried to help you, like, to other people. Like, he's, I mean, I don't know him personally. I've only spoken with Repzilla once, and that was kind of an awkward conversation. And so, I mean,
here's
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're fine.
I'm gonna say this because he wants to make that excuse. Especially some of us who freaking who discuss this shit. I mean, we go through autism. So what's your fucking excuse, dude? We have our own issues, and we still come to a logical conclusion. And don't exploit somebody for fucking money.
And also I've noticed that he says that he's a survivor, which I think is kind of dangerous language to use because, I mean, when you think of survivor, what do you typically think of?
Something that was life-threatening.
Yes.
Well, like modern day, when somebody says they're a survivor.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody tweeted something.
He's referring to a survivor from a TBI, so a brain injury. And that's fine. That's fine. But like, I don't like that he uses that as a defense.
No,
yeah.
Like, I'm a survivor, so I know what it's like, and that Eugenia is being harmful to the community. And I know there are other channels who are saying like, yeah, she needs to be deplatformed because she's triggering people. Then don't fucking watch her.
I was just about to say that. Like, look, if it's triggering you, I mean, any person, especially in the health, like any like healthcare work, would tell you, look, if it bothers you, walk away or avoid whatever is causing you to be triggered or upsetting you. It's that fucking simple. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
I watched I found it, like I mentioned in Discord the other day, I found kind of like the debate between Repzilla and Primink. And it was hard to watch. Like, Edwin was like hosting it, and then he kept like cutting Repzilla off, like, okay, we gotta move on, like, and Rep's like, okay. Then finally Primink comes on, and like Edwin goes like, oh, Primink, I'm on your side, just to let you know. And Primink's like, shouldn't you not take a side at all if you're supposed to be impartial and a moderator?
Yeah.
But because Primink asked Repzilla, he's like, hey, so when you sent a bunch of information about a content creator a few years back to like 7 different people, why did you do that? Because like in those DMs that were shown in Primink's video and Redski's video, it should like, yeah, this is their real name. If you make videos about this person, just leave me out of it. And his excuse was that he was venting. How is that venting?
That's fucking stupid.
To 7 people? That's not venting. That's being, oh my God. That's being, I'm sorry. Like, I know we know people who like Repzilla and like talk with him. And that's totally fine. No judgment there. It's just that I don't like this whole fake kind of savior complex. Like, it comes across to me. And the thing is like, I may come off as biased because I had one awkward conversation with him, but it's like, it comes off like it's not that you're trying to help. It's what you want the credit for helping.
Yeah.
Like,
again,
we did this. We got our help.
I hate to use him as an example again.
Onision.
Remember when Jacqueline when she went when she was sent to the hospital for a 5150? What did Onision do? Oh, he tried to take all the credit.
We saved her.
I did this. I'm the one that got her into this. And it's like, no, you didn't.
Like, dealing with, addiction and whatnot, I don't want my recovery. I'm using this as a hypothetical. Like, I don't want anyone taking responsibility for my own recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, I mean, and here's something that really pissed me off too. And this is for that Bella video, where somebody made a good point about you're going to try to demonize and platform Eugenia Cooney, but you're not going to go after individuals like Nikado Avocado, who also has an eating disorder. And they're like, oh, and this was so shallow. The answer for this was so fucking shallow. And it just goes to show that they're being a hypocrite. We're like, oh, well, they don't have the same value of beauty as Eugenia Cooney does. Like, who fucking cares? Yeah.
That's what Belle said?
That was their excuse. And it's like, no. If you're going to try to go after one person, I mean, I'm not telling you to go after these people, but it's like, how are you being overcritical
Rules
of one person?
Rules should be applied for everybody, not just...
Exactly. And doesn't care if they're not beautiful enough. At this point, we should show an equal value of concern for the individual that are suffering from eating disorders. I mean, at this point, and here's the unfortunate fact, and this is something that, I mean, I have to watch every day for my work, because when it comes to my work, I work with drug and rehab. Ultimately, it is up to the individual. Like any form of mental illness, any form of drug addiction, it is up to the individual whether or not they want treatment.
And if they backslide, they backslide. Don't
it's a
shame
normal part
them.
of recovery. It is a normal part of recovery.
Sometimes
we need to stop shaming relapses.
Yeah, don't shame for backslide.
All we can do is try to be support. And hearing some of the comments that people have sent Eugenia Cooney of freaking like telling her to go off herself or be so fucking hateful. Like, dude, if you don't like her, fucking leave. Don't get off. Like, just change to another video. Go watch some gaming music for all you care. Fuck. Watch something better.
Like, I know some people have good intentions. I just don't think, like, what Rebzilla did was completely fucked up. Like, saying like, oh, well, there's no proof that she's part of the pro-Anna community. But why the fuck would you put her in your title and thumbnail then?
Well, it's like, and then he tried reaching with like the whole butterfly thing. And he's like, what? Oh, because she in some of her social media, she has like images of butterflies, and he kind of insinuates that she is the pro-Anna community because in their social media they tweet or share in their posts images of butterflies. It's like, who fucking cares? She likes butterflies. Don't insinuate or try to make any like correlation that she's pro Anna just because she fucking posts images of butterflies. Get a fucking life.
That's like saying someone who unknowingly uses a particular emote is a map just because they use that emote at that particular point.
Or like using Pepe the Frog as you're suddenly a white supremacist.
Yeah.
Or the Keck symbol.
Which the Keck has been freaking butchered to hell. Because Keck was originally a World of Warcraft thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even I knew that.
That
I've never played World of Warcraft.
Alliance
I've never done WoW.
would see in the chat anytime a Horde member a Horde member nearby says "lol" in the chat. Yeah. The Alliance would see it as Keck.
And when it came, and another thing that people was the Belle video. Her way of reaching too was, calling out the fact that apparently in several videos where she is where she's cosplaying or more so like trying out different outfits, that she accidentally showed her underwear. And her reasoning of, oh, she's doing this intentionally was that, and it's a stupid argument to begin with, but
Same with like the bin argument.
Yeah, that apparently her underwear matches her eyeliner. And first, I think it's weird that you're paying close attention to her, both her eyeliner and panty freaking colors. Kind of makes you wonder what the fuck you're doing. But at the same time, who fucking cares? He's like, are you really going to try to use that as a fucking like reasoning, as a kind of gotcha that, oh, she's pro Anna?
And then moving the goalpost when they get called out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about Revzilla specifically.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, well, she had a child predator as a moderator in her Discord server.
Okay.
What the fuck? She got rid of the guy after a few days.
It's like how I mean, she was
when she found out about it.
Yeah, when she found out about it, she got rid of him. So it's like, who fucking cares?
And then the argument, oh, well, she's body checking because of the whole moving of the bin. But Tipster pointed out how the donations for that didn't even come in. Like, she was away from her computer when the donation came in to move the bin. So it's like, and I'm not gonna, like I said, I can't really comment on Belle Aubrey's stuff just because I've never watched a single video of hers.
I only know because I watched the Will video.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I like Willie Mack's videos. I think he does a great job. But it's just, I don't.
To me, it just seemed.
I think that it's well intentioned, but I think it's flawed.
I don't know.
Because in order to just say like, oh, get her off the internet. Like I said, I think that's going to do more harm than good, because then that cuts off her revenue for one. So how is she going to support herself?
Yeah.
People don't think that far.
And they don't understand too that a lot of this constant negative attention is only going to do more harm to her mental health, which is something we've discussed in nauseum when discussing her and discussing the harassment towards her. So these videos aren't going to do her any good. If anything, it's going to draw more negative attention to her, which may cause more harm to her mental health.
And I mean, as far as Revzilla is concerned, this isn't the first recent instance of, well, actually, it's an older instance, but back when the whole Bianca Devins thing happened with Gabby Hanna, or looking up pictures of e-girls to try to dress like an e-girl, and there was a picture of Bianca Devins in the article that she was looking at, and it was talking about her murder, but Gabby didn't even see or read the article. She was just looking for photos of how to dress like an e-girl, and she complimented her shirt, being like, yeah, that's a cute shirt. I think I have that shirt. But it got turned around that Gabby Hanna, did a video on a murder article. The Vox article was not a murder article. It was about e-girls and e-boys explained, and then there was one paragraph that talked about her murder. Yeah. But that got blown up to where Gabby needs to apologize for that. That was really offensive. Even when, and they're like, oh, she should have caught that in editing. She did nothing wrong. She did absolutely nothing wrong. The family of the Devins family had said she did nothing wrong. And then
they still persisted to go after her.
And then he has the fucking bullshit brains to say, oh, well, she doesn't know Gabby like we know Gabby.
Okay.
Who the fuck cares?
Okay. And here's another thing. This actually brings up something that really pisses me off with this whole situation too. Because these people want to claim everything that they say as facts. And at this point, when it comes down to and another thing that they mention is, what another argument is, trying to blame the parents. Now, looking at the videos, and actually, when we first talked about this, I'm gonna correct myself, because to an extent, it was when we discussed it, especially when it came down to what originally occurred with her being 5150'd and some of the things that were being said. it was set out of an emotion, so I do apologize for that. But when it comes down to some of the things that have been said about, especially about the parents, I'm going to say it. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors with Eugenia Cooney and her family. And for these people to claim that and make up all these bullshit or like accusations about her parents, at this point, you don't know Eugenia Cooney, you don't know her parents, so don't pretend like you actually know the facts. All you're doing is, only speculating and acting on emotion.
Yeah. And the thing is like, I mean, there are people who are saying like Eugenia's mom is very controlling, and I don't know anything about that. But you would think that if you were, let's say she got deplatformed, because if that were like, let's say this was all true, so cutting off her means of or like interacting with the outside world is a good idea.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, how does that make sense?
It doesn't.
Like, okay, I mean, of course, I want to see her, happy and healthy. But I think that things are getting a little too far, and it's really just like, it's not serving the point. It's just creating more divisiveness.
Exactly.
And it's also going to end up potentially causing her to double down and be like, no, I'm going to keep going like this.
I mean,
and to be clear, I don't hate Repzilla by any means, but it's just, I think that he needs to do better. Hey, Nikki,
welcome.
What's up?
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, it's a sad thing, because all we can do is, watch this happen. But unfortunately, there's not much we can do. I mean, especially for people who are just seeing it on the outside, there's not much you can do besides that. At this point, again, because like any sort of mental illness or any form of like drug addiction or anything like that, it's all up to the individual that is suffering from it. Eating disorders in of its
Nikki.
eating disorders, like in all, is such a terrible thing to happen to an individual. But and it's up, and again, it's unfortunately up to that person to decide to change their lives. Not trying to force it. And not trying to, display negative emotion towards the individual as well, because that's only going to make matters worse.
9 times out of 10, yeah.
Nikki says, "Oh, I'm gonna say it, MJ. I don't like Repzilla. He's a turd." I'm trying to be nice, but I think that he needs I'm not the best at taking criticism. Well, it's not that I'm bad at taking criticism. I just have bad anxiety, but at least I can learn from it and grow and adjust. And I am thankful for those that give me criticism. There's a difference between criticism and hate. Like, I'm not hating on who we're talking about. I'm speaking about them, and I wish that they, see why their actions are kind of counterintuitive, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Counterproductive.
Yeah, because it's just causing more drama.
Causing more negative emotion towards the individual that they're discussing. Now, I'm going to say, and also exploiting the individual, which I say that because we also had that one dipshit, I can't remember their name this second, that did the tarot card reading. Somebody did a live stream reading tarot cards about Eugenia Cooney and what might happen to her. That I feel like that's exploiting. That's like that, people shitbags like fucking I'm J Station and fucking the commentator that was using dead celebrities and content creators.
Just like certain TikTokers saying that they communicated with Gabby Petito.
Like,
Yeah.
That's plus. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like there was some major bias within the reading, so that would influence what the cards end up saying.
Yeah.
And typically, for a reading, wouldn't the person be there?
They either have to be there or they have to actually be somewhat like to where it's hard to explain. Like you could do a somewhat decent reading, like I was to do one right now with y'all.
Like I have friends
Because
that do tarot readings.
Y'all are
but-
there, and I'm able to
Yeah,
get the energy y'all put forth and whatever question y'all have in mind.
Mhm.
I'll look it up, but yeah,
It can't be done if there is no form of interaction with the person you are doing a reading
That's
on.
basically what I'm getting at. Was there any interaction
I guess only through the chat.
with the person they're doing the reading on?
No, I mean,
Nikki says, I can't think of the tarot card guy's name, but yeah, he had an impact on it all from that. They have to be involved in a way of asking the card questions, etc. Yeah. I've been offered if one of my friends wanted to do a tarot reading, and I'm for it. And
Like,
you mentioned
Back when I
energy.
had when I had my deck, because that thing's been in storage for I don't know how long, and it's probably unusable now. But I wouldn't use it unless I had the feeling somebody needed a question answered. In which point I'd be like, "All right, who has the question?
Mhm.
Who needs something answered?"
I didn't know you had tarot cards.
I used to, yeah.
No, he didn't know Eugenia. She didn't talk to.
Wow.
so it's to that degree that
So it's more for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I would say more. I think the word I would use is exploitation.
I was trying to be nice.
I'm not.
I know. And
I'm
I'm not telling you to not be. Whatever.
That
Double negative word mouth
at
words are
this
hard.
point, people that are exploiting what's going on with Eugenia Cooney are shitbags. They are. At this point, I mean, usually I would try to be nice, but I'm not for people exploiting other
Rob,
content creators,
Rob.
especially when yeah, what's going on?
How many fingers are pointing back?
How many what?
How many fingers are pointing back?
Pointing back.
Damn it.
What do you mean?
I got it.
You're pointing the finger. How many fingers are pointing back?
I'm still not
In
getting
a
it. I'm
manner of
sorry.
speaking, while we are calling these people out on what they're doing, in a manner of speaking, we are also, in essence, contributing to the exploitation of her.
Yeah. Aiden's basically saying when you point a finger, 3 point back at you.
Oh.
Right?
Sorry about that.
But we're not
trying to exploit her.
We're not exploiting.
We're commenting on the issue of exploitation.
Yes. At this point,
And also, Aiden was making a joke, Rob.
I know, but and at this point, we're in defense. I mean, so far, especially when it comes to her harassment, I've always been in her defense of what's been going on.
Yeah.
I haven't. My intentions have never been to exploit this individual.
Yeah.
Speaking of
But
exploiting and whatnot,
it was just
it kinda ties into our
I
own
couldn't
topic.
help but joke about it because it was also one of those instances that one or more of us were getting rather heated about the situation, so we were starting to steer away from the facts and base.
yeah, we're arguing with emotion.
True.
So I couldn't help but crack a joke about it just to lighten the mood.
Yeah.
I guess
that's why I was like, God damn it.
I guess I'm gonna give my final thoughts so we can go on to the next topic.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, okay.
My
no,
final
go on,
thought,
because I'm saying it kind of ties in, like these topics kind of tie in together a little bit.
I mean, at this point, when it comes down to Eugenia Cooney, there shouldn't be any negative, emotion put onto her. There, I mean, at this point, when it comes to her ED, it is something that is, unfortunately, unless she does something for herself, is beyond anybody's control. There's not.
And I'm
I
not
mean,
trying to shame people, like those who have suffered from an ED or are still suffering. Like, I know certain things can be triggering. I'm not trying to be insensitive, being like, don't fucking watch her then. But it's
common sense. I mean, if you, it's like we tell a lot of, at least for my work, it's like we tell a lot of our clients, if it's something that triggers you, you walk away. I'm not trying to be insensitive or anything, but it is common sense. If you are triggered by it, then why continue to become triggered by watching that particular content or being near that sort of thing that triggers you? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't help you and benefit, or it doesn't benefit you when it comes to your health.
I also find it interesting. I swear you guys are, in my mind, each of you think like I do. With our powers combined, we form Captain Planet. Captain Planet.
So which one's heart?
Our hero. Oh no.
We're not getting into that discussion.
Gosh. The environmental superhero known as Captain Planet.
Till he turns evil.
Oh, you should definitely, since Aden brought it up earlier, you should definitely check out Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Oh, God.
Because it made me remind me of Captain Hammer. Corporate Tool. It's a musical. So, I mean...
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's 3 episodes. I think it's like 45 minutes altogether. But it's really good.
Netflix sometimes has it to where all 3 episodes are in one long movie.
I've found it on YouTube before, too.
So...
Rob, don't make me answer that.
So, apparently, Def Noodles is blaming Keemstar for his ban. Apparently.
He got suspended on Twitter again. And because he got suspended on Twitter. He got,
Was it a different account that got banned?
Yeah, it was his personal account and his new account that he made.
A new account that's fucking
He's ban evading, basically. He got his original account suspended because of false reporting. And so he moved to Instagram primarily, but he
there you go, Def Noodles. Now we know who to give the 50,000 reward to.
He's the one. What?
Who put out the bounty? Who put out the bounty to find that out?
Def Noodles did. And it was 5,000.
5,000? Okay, my bad. I don't
he
know
was
why I saw
he was offering a $5,000 bounty if people could, 1, give him information about his original suspension, and 2, providing any evidence or kind of like associated with Keemstar taking it down.
I got that.
And
video
then
where
2, basically,
and
2, it was to help him get his accounts successfully restored. He would give $5,000 to somebody who can help him with that. But the thing is, it's kind of funny because the original suspension, Keemstar offered to help him get his account back.
And didn't he say, tell Keemstar to fuck off?
Oh, yeah. He says Keemstar is threatening his life and trying to ruin him.
Oh, fuck off.
He's moved from all of his videos to having, like, Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas in the thumbnail to Keemstar. And he's changed. Well, he kind of changed up his channel. He got rid of the Def Noodles character, and now he just says "fuck" every 2 sentences. Now, because it's edgy, and he's trying to differentiate himself from his Def Noodles character. Because before he was saying like, "Oh, people who criticize me, they don't realize, they don't know comedy, and they don't realize that I'm playing a character." People realize you're playing a character, but you're still. But the thing is that your emotions are still the same because you are still angry about things, even if you tweet it on your regular account, your personal account, versus like your old Death Noodles account. And so, yeah, all of his videos now is like Keemstar's slandering me. Keemstar's threatening my life. Keemstar got me, he's blaming Keemstar for everything.
One thing I've noticed a lot of people fall into when it comes to having a persona that they put on for their videos. Some people, like, if you're gonna have one, it's better to have a script writer, someone else to write the script for you. That way, your bias isn't coming through, and your own true feelings on the situation don't show through.
Yeah.
Well, because I found his channel back in like the end of 2019, like with the whole Nikocado Avocado and Stephanie Sue drama back then, and he wasn't a cat living in a Minecraft house.
But that's like, I know it sounds false, but it sounds like I'm promoting doing false things. But what I mean more along the lines of, if you're going to use that defense, that's what needs to happen. That way you can actually state, no, that's just a character. I don't actually feel that way.
Yeah.
You know who that reminds me of?
Augie did a debate with him for like 3 hours, and it's hard to watch because a lot of the clips that Def Noodles is showing on that stream, for some reason the audio is really bad, and it just it sounds like it's echoing. I don't know if he's wearing headphones or whatnot, but it's hard to listen to. But like, he keeps trying to throw out the defense like, oh, that's my character saying that. That's not me. So you guys are silly thinking like that what Def Noodles is saying is what I feel. But it's like, you don't really differentiate. And the thing is like, he tries to use satire, but it's more like parody. He's trying to basically be a parody of like The Soup and the Colbert Report, or at least that's what he used to be like. But when people would criticize him, he will try to act like that, like it doesn't faze him. Like the whole thing with Kavos. Kavos used to have this show where he basically, people would donate and he would like rate their channel, like kind of go over and give like pretty kind of harsh feedback. And one of his videos popped up. And so he was kind of like, this guy is not that funny. It was just basic things like, yeah, he's not that funny. I think that if he, put more effort into it, it wasn't really bad. But then like Def Noodles made a video in response to what Kavos said. And he was like, I don't get what this guy hates me. And he was trying to play it off like he wasn't hurt. He's like, yeah, it doesn't even bother me, And then literally a few days later, he makes a video that Kavos almost caused me to quit YouTube.
What the fuck?
And he's like, sorry guys, I've just been feeling really down lately because of the whole Kavos thing. You just said it didn't bother you, and now you're thinking of quitting YouTube. And then later he goes and like, like, I've been on this platform for a while and I haven't thought about quitting. Like, no. And the thing is like, he can't take criticism at all. Like, his block list is huge. Even if you're not tweeting at him, if you happen to follow somebody that he doesn't like, he will block you. And so, his account got fucking suspended. His account's on, I think it is on Twitter. And so now he blames Keemstar and wants to incentivize people with money because, like, Tommy C was like, hey, Def Noodles, I know why you got banned.
Which, by the way, I got that video that Keemstar responding to that. But I can I make a quick comparison? And it's ironic, especially with things that have happened recently. Because you mentioned how, like, when it comes down to any criticism, he says it's all his character. You know who that reminds me of?
Greg?
Huh?
Greg?
Did you say Greg?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's ironic that he went on a video or a documentary, discussing or like kind of shoehorned his way into a documentary about Greg.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing about what you said, but that is actually kind of ironic in a funny way.
Oh shit! I didn't mute myself when I typed it. Oh well, whatever.
I will be right back.
I'm sorry.
No, go on.
Oh no, that was it. I just again,
No.
I mean, when it comes to the whole character thing, I'm like, dude. I mean, it's funny when you want to like give criticism, and then it's like if you don't like when people give criticism right back, you're like, oh, that's not me, that's my character. Like, dude, you're pulling, and you were on a documentary talking shit about Onision, and like you're doing the same
I
shit
still
he
don't
did.
get why he was in that documentary.
Probably
I think it's because he was a larger drama channel.
Probably
but
thought, oh,
like
this.
Yeah.
And like, it probably thought,
I'm
gonna get some Insta fame.
It's funny when people were criticizing his comedy, he decided to retort back, being like, "Oh, it's like Neff Noodles never, been into a comedy club," and he shows like a clip of him at a comedy club, and they're like, there was no joke there. It was just him mumbling like Lizzo lyrics. And basically, it was a bad clip to try to demonstrate that you're a comedian.
Yeah.
Because the guy in the audience seemed to get more laughs than he did.
Yeah.
And that's not good if you're a comedian.
Exactly.
The audience should not be funnier than the person on stage. And he's like, well, Jeremy Piven was on that set list and Jimmy Dory, and it's kind of like, cool, the dude from Entourage and another actor, but it's more like that he kind of views that as like he is the same caliber as them.
Yeah.
But it's just like him, Rebzilla, like they both cannot take criticism. They view it as an attack.
Well, I mean, at this point, a lot of people can on the internet if they act a certain way, or I mean, another good example. I mean, a lot of people, unfortunately, will go to the point where they will either dox or try to flag people's videos for giving criticism.
Mm-hmm.
A perfect example is what we were talking about last week briefly with the low tier COD bullshit.
It definitely comes like with how prevalent that kind of thing is. It's just it makes one think that it's a rarity for people to actually be able to legitimately take criticism.
Which, by the way,
and learn from it.
Since we're talking about, since I use him as a reference, low tier God. I mean, depending on the individual, there are certain individuals like low tier God that will literally like find the information of a kid that criticized him, and will go and send letters to his parents and his neighbors to shame him. So
Jesus.
It's some of the shit that goes on, especially for people that honestly aren't have the mental maturity to be on the internet. There's no like end to what they can do.
Maturity? What's that?
But all right. Well, I wanted to show this.
Def Noodles is currently trying to push this narrative that I got his Twitter taken down. And his logic for this is that I was reacting to his Twitter getting taken down early. Like his Twitter gets banned and I'm reacting to it like right away. What happened in this scenario is that Nicholas Diorio, who I follow on Twitter.
Which didn't that happen? Like, I know what he's about to say. Like, didn't that happen with because I guess Nicholas Diorio responded or like found out and told Keemstar. Didn't that the same? Wasn't that the same thing that happened with Ethan?
I'm not entirely sure.
When Ethan got banned, Diorio freaking found out and told Keemstar, and that's how Keemstar found out and reacted to it.
I'm sure because Nick is usually on top of it when it comes to
that kind of
shit
stuff.
like that. Yeah.
Tweeted out that Deaf Noodles got banned again. So I reacted to it. I retweeted this old tweet, right? That's what happened. The funny thing is the exact same thing happened with Ethan Klein.
Yeah.
Ethan Klein got strikes on his channel, and he said...
Just for context, Keemstar's tweet was, so I believe Deaf Noodles got suspended again. Retweet if that makes you happy. And he retweeted his own tweet.
Oh, wow.
Really?
And so that's why Deaf Noodles thinks that Keemstar has something to do with it.
That's stirring the fire a bit.
But it's fucking Keemstar. What do you expect?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You think he's going to be the nice, calm, rational person?
No.
No.
I've said, I'm gonna give him credit. He's a dick, but at the same time, he relishes on that.
Mm-hmm. And he knows what he's doing.
The thing is, he tried to help him get his account back. He offered to help. So why would he offer to help if he was trying to take it down?
I'll give him credit on that. That's a nice gesture. But it does, I mean, and unfortunately for Deaf Noodles, it's on you if you freaking decided, hey, fuck you, Keemstar, and didn't take the help.
Hey, maybe do some research and actually get your stories correct.
Yeah.
Instead of taking things out of context or cutting stories in order to drive a narrative.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why he got suspended in the first place.
Because you were spreading...
yeah. Because
he was spreading
false information.
Now, his second one getting banned, yeah, that was because of ban evasion, as you stated, MJ. And that's one of the few things, in my opinion, that Twitter is actually on the ball about. Like, they keep a hawk's eye, from what I can tell, on people trying to ban evade.
But at the same time, so I will say, like, it is kind of weird timing that I'm not saying like implicating or implying anything, but it seems like because his original account got banned in July, it's October.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like if they were like, why didn't they get rid of his other accounts then?
Yeah, that is true.
Well, because I know, I don't know when he created
name?
the Deaf Noodles Spicy account, but that might be the reason why. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say was it under a different name?
I believe it was his Go with Dennis account and his Deaf Noodles Spicy account that both got the ban.
Were all these accounts made around the same time then?
No, his Go with Dennis one is his primary account. So that one's been around for a while, but I believe the Deaf Noodles Spicy one was the new one.
So it's kind of hard to say that's ban evasion per se if his account was there from the get-go.
Not the Deaf Noodles Spicy account though. That one's new.
Was that the second one that got a ban?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, that would have been past ban evasion.
Keemstar's obviously involved. He's reacting to it. I was reacting to, again, Nicholas Diorio, who I follow on Twitter, putting out a tweet that H3's videos got fucking strikes on them. In both cases, Nicholas Diorio broke these stories and I reacted to him. And in both cases, both of these fucking clowns came to the conclusion Keemstar is responsible because he reacted to it so fast. The moral of the story is, shout out to fucking Nicholas Diorio, bro. You're faster than Keemstar, you're faster than Deaf Noodles, and you're faster than Ethan Klein.
That's funny.
I like Nicholas Diorio. He can be an asshole though, in the way he talks. Like he can be quite abrasive, but he does his fucking research. And I still need to watch his content for that.
Like,
watch his Deaf Noodles video. It's really good.
Oh, I probably will.
At this point, with how people seem to react, if you immediately react to something happening, at this point, I'm not gonna lie, it comes across that you're better off waiting a little bit before you react.
Yeah.
Which honestly is a good thing to do. That way you can potentially get your facts straight instead of just being like, oh, hey, this just happened. We don't know why, but it happened. Thought I'd let y'all know.
That's the internet, though. I mean, when something happens, they immediately kind of like, let's see who's the first person to react to this.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore what I just sent you, Rob. I'm deleting it. I accidentally sent you the wrong thing.
Okay.
I'm sending you Nick's video.
Okay.
But for some reason it there we go.
But and
I need to make my soup too, damn it.
I mean, at this point, for him losing his second account, I mean, there's obviously a reason why, because he was trying to avoid the first one, or for his
I believe
ban.
the first his Deaf Noodles Twitter account got banned because of violating a German networking act. What was it? Oh gosh, I feel horrible because I can't think of it off the top of my head. Watch Nicholas DiOrio's video. It's the Deaf Noodles Iceberg Explained one, I think. But it's like 50 minutes long. I just DM'd it to you, Rob. I'll DM it to you too, Aiden. But he goes over. He doesn't just bash Deaf Noodles through, the whole time. He actually goes over talking points on all sides, which I like.
Yeah,
I like that he does that because he's, like high editing, production value, and he is. He's more. I would call him more of a video essayist than a commentator, just because of the quality of his videos. It kind of reminds me of like Tro or The Right Opinion, or like Jay Aubrey.
I was gonna say like The Right
abrasive.
Opinion. I was gonna say use the Right Opinion as a reference because he does a lot of commentary videos where they're really like in length of certain individuals or topics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing's for sure in regards to the whole Iceberg Explained type thing, type videos, if you didn't go over all sides of it, then it comes across as clickbait.
Yeah.
So that's good on him to actually show all sides. Or all the sides that he's aware of.
You should listen to his debate with Repzilla. That one's a little more, well, I think that one's more recent than his video on Deaf Noodles. But like that's an example of him like sounding like an asshole, but his points were valid. Like I can't fault him on any of the points, because that was the example where I mentioned before, like where Repzilla was like, dude, like, why couldn't you just talk to me in private about this? Why do you gotta talk to me publicly like that? Because I always go to you privately if I think something is wrong or whatever. And Nick just goes, no, I'm not like, I don't play like that. No, I'm good. I'd rather just talk about it publicly. And then he goes, like, hey, we can be friends after. Like, it's okay.
I kind of feel like saying something like that, there's like, just feels like there's some ulterior motive to making it public.
What? Yeah. He just doesn't want to hide. Like it's because of the fact that Repzilla made a public video about it, because they were debating about the whole Gabby Hanna murder article thing, even though it wasn't a murder article. So that's why Nick was like, if you make a public statement like that, I have the right to criticize you publicly. And so he did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting because what I mean, like him being an ass, he's like, oh no, Repzilla, oh no. Like he's just being condescending. But Rep could not argue his points. He was like, or Nick even brought it up himself. He's like, you argue based on emotion, not I argue based on facts. And me telling the truth is more valuable to me than your feelings. Like I said, kind of comes off like an asshole, but he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then Tommy C just basically just screams in front of a camera when he gets angry. I was happy that he liked my my comment on one of his videos, or he favorited it because he was trying to quote Sun Tzu, but he sounded like he was saying Shang Tsung because he was trying to quote the Art of War. And
Cool.
so I was like, according to Shang Tsung.
Shang Tzu.
Sun Tzu.
By the way, I have that book.
You do?
The
I
Art of
have
War?
it on my phone. Yeah, I have it on my phone.
I
I
need.
don't have a physical copy of it.
I need to read it.
I haven't read it in a long time.
It's a
They
thick
do
ass
mention
book.
it. I believe. Hold on. When did the Art of War? Was that in the 13th century? No.
What was that? Meiji or Edo?
Well, it's Chinese for one.
Oh, fair point. Sorry.
5th century BC.
5th century BC. Ooh.
Because I remember in Ghost of Tsushima, they reference the Art of War in the game, or like in a couple of the collectibles you find.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't. I mean, $5,000. You know, people are gonna try to exploit the shit out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like make up anything
they will.
for that. Like you really have this vendetta. Like it's not like towards Keemstar, but it's basically towards Keemstar.
Well, it's like here. I think he's gonna feel really stupid when he doesn't get their answer he wants.
Like, hold on, let me look up. Why does it keep unmuting when I go to the other tab for the stream?
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay.
There you go. So this is his channel. Keemstar. 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 Let's see here. Where is he? Keemstar. 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 You get my point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it used to be purely like Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas, and there's still a lot of that. Let's see here.
It almost comes across as
Ethan?
it almost comes across as not just a vendetta against these people, but also potentially clout chasing. And I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm saying it comes across that way.
Yeah.
It can come across that way.
But I like the words that he puts in all caps. Like this one, Keemstar slanders me. Let's see here. Keemstar attacks T channel to get Ethan Klein. Keemstar confesses to snitching on Ethan Klein. Well, I mean, he kind of did. Let's see here. No, he's not. Keemstar humiliated on Aden Ross's stream. Where is it? Come on. And he keeps calling Keem Baldy. Like he posted he went off on he went off on a rant. Oh crap, now I'm losing my train of thought. Oh no.
Baldy.
Yeah, he went off on this big Instagram rant and every kind of like slide of it had a picture of bald Keemstar on it.
It's like, doesn't Keem fucking shave his head?
And who gives a shit? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, you can see, or like if you looked at the videos on the top, like it's all like the same image of Keemstar with a bald head. Like, who gives a shit?
That is petty as fuck, and what makes it look like you have nothing to say to counter what Keem is saying.
Yeah.
Keemstar lies about me. Keemstar slanders me again. Keemstar is trying to destroy me. Keemstar slanders Ethan Klein and me. And why Keemstar's career is over.
Oh my god.
And of course, Ethan Klein is in these thumbnails too, because Ethan Klein always talks up Deaf Noodles in his podcasts. That's why, like, when Frenemies was still a thing, like, he would always put Trisha and Ethan on his thumbnails. I mean, he still does, but not as much. And it's more like kind of praising Ethan and kind of not for Trisha. But it's just goodness. And he uses the same face for every thumbnail for himself. I used to like his channel too, and that's the sad thing. Is just because, like, before he became a cat in a Minecraft house, I remember watching his videos on Nikocado Avocado. And there was one video where he got kind of ratioed. And he, like, instead of being like, oh, you know, I see what you guys are saying, he got like all bitter and butthurt about it.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
And kind of doubled down. And then that's when he kind of changed things up. Because he used to, like, yeah, I liked him before he became the cat in a Minecraft house. He was more natural. And I think he's trying to go back to that now, but it just seems like he's kind of just trying to be edgy for the sake of being edgy. Like, if you listen to watches one of his videos, he uses fuck every other sentence, if not every sentence, in multiple instances within sentences.
What, is he trying to be like Dante from the DMC reboot? Never mind.
Not in a million years.
I'm being a smart. I see what you did there.
Yeah, I got the reference. Even though I've never played the game
All
myself.
those F-bombs.
People were so pissed with that.
It was a fun game. The story sucks ass, but it was a fun game.
Oh, well, Dante in that is shitty. Also, a lot of people were upset with the whole wig thing.
That's why I just referenced.
I know, but people were so mad with that.
If they had played through to the end, they would have realized, hey, that actually ends up fucking happening. Oops.
Yeah.
And people weren't too happy with how Virgil looked either. Right?
I believe so, but more people were up in arms about his pronunciation of the sword's name.
Oh no, I mean, here's what people were really pissed off with Virgil was the fact that when it came to Virgil, like in the original, being more of an honorable character, this dude did not have any honor.
Nope.
I mean,
Virgil or Dante?
Virgil. I mean, Virgil
was a complete and utter asshole in the remake.
I mean,
or in the reboot.
I mean, perfect example of what he did when they were. I mean, when they were kind of doing a prisoner exchange.
I forget. Was in the reboot? Was the big bad's name pronounced Mundus or Mundus?
Mundus.
Mundus. Okay.
But yeah.
What happened with Mundus's succubus?
Yeah,
an unborn child.
He basically shoots a pregnant demon in the. I mean, granted, demons are evil, but at the same time, not honorable. This is against Virgil's character, shooting a pregnant demon in the back, and then deciding to do a double tap to kill her, which ends up pissing off Mundus even more. Oh, and then let's not forget. The whole, like, near the very end, like, oh, let's And then near the very end, where he's like, "Yeah, well, Mundus is now dead. Now I'm gonna roll."
Yep.
What was the one? What was the DMC game where was it Trish who died and you made that really stupid line like
That was the very first Devil May Cry.
oh, it was
I
like I
should've
wish I
been
felt your soul with my what?
Oh God.
Yeah, I haven't watched a whole lot of like DMC stuff. I did watch Rob's videos on it before.
The one thing that still strikes me as so weird concerning the story of Devil May Cry is that it almost comes across that there's something going on between Dante and Trish, which is just downright unsettling due to the fact that Trish was a demon created by Mundus in the image of Dante's mom to mess with him.
Yeah. It was, and I will give them credit. They do reference a lot of the stuff, like when it came down to Devil May Cry 5.
Oh, DMC 5 was beautiful.
Yeah, and they made a lot of references, including references to the anime.
Mm-hmm.
The
anime is
played
canon.
the demo. I played the demo and I did not have a fun time.
The demo, yeah, Nero's new repertoire takes some getting used to. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of like, I mean, what was it? Was it made by Platinum Games?
Mm-hmm. The entire.
Because I mean, I like Bayonetta, but I couldn't. Maybe it's just because of like the triple S ratings and the ranking systems. I mean, they do that in Bayonetta, but not as. It's only like at the end of a chapter rather than like in combat, where you get those ratings.
Yeah.
So, I could never get a triple S rating, let alone an S.
Oh, in the demo, good luck getting a triple S. In the demo.
The demo was hard. I don't know if there was a difficulty selection for the demo, but
I don't think there was. But I got a nice amount of red orbs by having that demo save data when I finally played the game. So that was nice.
Is DMC5 part of the PlayStation collection for the PS5?
I wish. Well, actually, let me double check. Because I haven't looked at that list in a while.
Because maybe I'll give it another chance. And I have not watched anything related to like the revealed Bayonetta. By the way, I know Rob was all excited for it.
For 3, I finally I've finally seen the direct, and so many good games.
I love some of the artwork that people have made, but a lot of people I noticed I could be wrong because I haven't seen it at all referenced in the in social media when it comes to like artwork for her. But a lot of people don't talk about the fact that her hairstyle is more reminiscent to younger Cereza.
Yeah.
All right, so to go over it again for the PlayStation Plus collection, we have Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Data Boy. I refuse to call it God of War. Infamous Second Son, Ratchet and Clank, The Last Guardian, Last of Us Remastered, Until Dawn, Uncharted 4, Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies Chronicles Edition, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X, which is kind of funny considering that there's one of this month's games.
Yeah.
Persona 5 and Resident Evil 7.
Nice.
I played Ratchet and Clank, a little bit of Infamous Second Son. Played tiny bit of Bloodborne, and I gave up real fast.
I beat that game.
That werewolf at the beginning, understandable.
Oh, I never even got that far.
Wait, what?
I really did not get far at all.
No, I mean the werewolf within the clinic whenever you first wake up.
Yeah. I didn't get far. I just wanted to try it just for a little bit, and then I was like, nope, fuck this. Going back to playing Ghost of Tsushima.
I really need to sign into somebody's PS5 so I can pick up some of these games and finally
I've
play
been
them.
meaning to talk, or you asked me about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but I haven't followed up on it, so it's not
I
that
haven't
big a
been
deal
on
to me. I've been
I
playing.
haven't been on my
games
PS5 in a couple weeks since I've been playing Psychonauts.
Speaking of Resident Evil, finally almost done. I'm almost done with the first game's remake.
Nice.
At least for Jill's scenario. I don't see myself touching Chris's. I hate Chris's scenario so fucking much. I do.
Isn't it? If you choose Chris first, it's harder.
Well, you don't get to play as the other character on subsequent playthroughs. You choose your character at the beginning, and that's it. Chris has, let's see, Jill has 8 inventory slots, whereas Chris has 6. But to trade it off, he can take more damage than her. He starts out with the lighter for his key item, whereas she has a lockpick. The lockpicks can be used to unlock certain doors and desk drawers. Yep, the master of unlocking.
I watched the video about the top 10 horrible voice acting in video games.
Those doors and desk drawers that she can unlock with the lockpick, Chris has to go around and you find small keys to unlock those.
Don't open that door.
That was kind of a video. Speaking of that line, that was kind of a dick move when it came to the remake. Because if you were to open said door in the original, after Wesker says that line, you get jump scared by a Cerberus waiting outside trying to get in. But in the remake, if you were to examine that door, you don't even get a warning from Wesker.
Yeah,
a Cerberus
it goes they go into the house.
A Cerberus or two will break in. Will manage to get through the door before you manage to close it.
Yeah. I watched a video that talked about that recently.
It's a dick move, but also well played. Well fucking played.
The Cerberus dogs were the reason why I never touched Resident Evil. Like, it used to terrify me, like, back when it first came out. Especially, jumping through the window and everything. Yeah. It was like, nope, fuck that. I can't.
The remake gives you a little bit of leeway with that hallway. You can go through that hallway once before the Cerberuses will break through the windows.
Yeah, I'm good. I mean...
But I'd rather deal with the Cerberus and crows any day. The crows are obnoxious. Yes, that you don't take as much damage from them, but they are obnoxious.
Didn't they get rid of one of the bosses in the remake? Or am I misremembering?
No, they didn't get rid of any of the bosses from the remake, but they did add one in the pseudo boss that is Lisa Trevor. That's not even an actual boss fight, by the way.
What was the name of the snake?
Fucking puzzle. Yawn. Because it looks like it's yawning when it opens its mouth to eat you.
I knew it was something dumb.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days I'll play it.
Fucking snake.
I've been like, I never thought in a million years I would be interested in horror stuff. And now I love it. I'm still not a fan of body horror though.
The worst part about that game though, in terms of the remake, is what they did to the basement of the outside residence. They made it bigger and more than one floor. But that's not the part that I have a problem with. I actually kind of dig that. The part I have a problem with is that it's tied to part of it is tied to a timed event that if you do not do what is needed within that time frame, game over.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, one of the Neptunes, which is one of the sharks, will break open a glass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing doesn't happen in the original.
Well, because isn't it? Oh god.
It was just one floor. You drain the water, and the sharks aren't even that big a deal anymore. They can't even stop you from.
Wasn't there a reason
the
why they didn't put that in? I thought there was a specific reason that it was too hard to animate the sharks.
Maybe.
I might be misremembering. Because isn't there another Resident Evil game that has sharks? Isn't it? It's not 5, is it? No. Or maybe I'm misremembering the movie? I don't know. I'm mixing things up.
I don't remember if there's any sharks in the first Revelations. I don't think there were, but there were a lot of aquatic-based BOWs, because that's what the virus was.
Yep.
What time is it? Oh shit! I gotta go to bed. I gotta get up in a few hours.
I'm gonna call it. So, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. Special thanks to MJ and Aden for stopping by for the podcast.
Yes.
If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links in the description down below. Check out our daily content and our weekly streams. With that being said, this is Rob, MJ, and Aden signing off. Have a good one, and take care.
See yous.
Peace.